Hey, I'm Maggie. Let's see if I can get that right. And I have tools that help me find peace in day-to-day life. And I want to lovingly share those with you because it's given me freedom. I've been able to let go of harbored anger, harbored resentment, because I can see the biology behind people's actions. And if I can understand them, I can let them go. So bear with me here. Let's talk about rejection. First and foremost, rejection or abandonment, saying that you're not worthy, is a core level wound. And that's because historically, back when we were cavemen and women, like biologically, we're meant to prolong the species. And when we were cavemen and women, we needed to survive together. Now we live in modern society where I have my whole place on my singular income. Like I live in a capitalistic society, so I take care of myself with my own paycheck. But when it comes down to survival, we are meant for community. If one of us gets sick, you know that the other person can go hunt for food. Community is the way that the human species has prolonged itself. So when you experience rejection or abandonment of someone essentially saying you're not good enough, be it by them not inviting you to sleep over when you were a kid, or them picking on you about what you're wearing, that is a core level wound. That is saying you're not good enough for community, so go. You're not going to be in this community. And you're not even thinking about this consciously, but subconsciously it's telling you, oh, I'm not safe because I'm not a part of this community. And part of this community means survival. This community equals survival, right? So when somebody says that I'm not part of a community, I feel deep abandonment. I feel threatened. I feel like death is on the horizon. And this is all subconscious. Like consciously, we know that if somebody doesn't invite us to a sleepover, we're not going to die. But subconsciously, our body is getting this message that we are not worthy, that we are not of value to the community. So on a core level, there's my boy. On a core level, it's telling us that we are worthy of death and abandonment. And that's a really scary thing, yes. But I want to say that helps me find peace whenever I experience rejection and it really upsets me. I've always been like too sensitive. And I now wear that kind of as a badge of honor because that means I have incredible vulnerability and connection with people. But growing up, that was something I was rejected for. So from that, there's this, that concept just helps me affirm that when somebody harms me, rejects me, abandons me, be it by saying some harmful words or not texting me back, there's this core level survival instinct kicking in. Something that really helped me with that is there was this study done, and don't quote me about the exact facts here because I didn't look them up. I just heard about this study several times. But there was this study where they had these baby chimps and they separated them from their actual biological mother, from their living mother, and put some with a fuzzy blanket, just a fuzzy blanket, and some with a wire-shaped body with no fabric on it, but wire-shaped in the shape of like a mother figure or a being. And both sets of chimps found comfort in the item they were given. So naturally, the chimps that were given the blanket held onto the blanket real tight. They need community. The chimps that were just given the wire figure still held onto the wire figure. And thinking about a chimp holding onto like a wire mother figure breaks my heart. So I don't like to think about it very often. but it does help me say, all right, even on the fundamental biological level, when I can't get messed up in my own brain with logic and guilt and greed and all of those human emotions, if I take myself to base level and how an animal would think, even then they want community. So I give myself grace when I experience abandonment or rejection because it's telling me that I'm not worthy of community, and that threatens my survival. So baby monkeys help me remember how much I need people. And that's why rejection hurts. Now let's talk about those people who are doing the harm. It's really hard to have peace with someone who's harmful, right? I used to have a lot of hate on Geminis. Don't come for me. I've learned, I've changed my ways because I was hurt really hard. I was hurt really brutally by a Gemini. And I was like, oh, like, can't trust them. They got two sides. And I had to dig and do the work and realize, oh, no, it was just this one person. Her sign had nothing to do with it. This one person is acting out of fear. So just as I said, there's this like worry about abandonment and rejection and lack of survival, the threat of not surviving if you're not in community. She was experiencing that. People will experience that. And if they have a scarcity mindset rather than a growth mindset, then they're going to react from fear most of the time. And there's this scarcity belief that there's not room for everyone. Like, to use a metaphor, I like to think that somebody who's in a scarcity mindset thinks that there's a room only allowed for 100 people. And so if they can reject and abandon someone out of the room, then they're guaranteed a spot in the room. It's survival. And somewhere along the line, they were taught that the room only allowed 100 people. Whereas an abundance mindset would be like, there's room for everyone. Like, biologically, there are resources for everyone. There are no walls on that room. It's not only 100 people allowed, but, through nurture, not necessarily nature, but through nurture and how people were raised, they can think in a scarcity mindset. And given that, they're going to do what they can to create this hierarchy, create this system of pushing you down and pushing themselves up so that they're guaranteed a spot in the 100-person room. That doesn't exist. But all that to say is they're operating from scarcity. They have the same survival instincts that you do. It's just that they don't realize there's room for everyone and that everyone should survive and can survive. So I give you those things to say, I give you those things to have some peace and grace with others when they're harmful to you, because have some grace with yourself. It's a core level wound. It threatens your survival on a subconscious level. Think about the study of the baby monkeys to show you how important it is you need people. There's a concept that Lori Gottlieb talks in her book. I think you need to talk to someone. I think you need to speak to someone in that book. And it's called skin hunger. It's like you can hunger for skin if you haven't touched it long enough. And then finally, when people are harmful to you, reject you, abandon you, they're acting out of fear. They think the room only has so much space and they're ensuring their spot. And I can have grace for people that live in fear, because I lived in fear for a long time. And only when you choose to do the work, do you do the work. I hope those people come to a more peaceful state of mind and realize that they don't have to live in scarcity. But until then, I can explain their actions in my own head and have peace about it, of like, they have that same scarcity mindset I do, they have scarcity mindset, but they have that same fear and rejection, fear of abandonment that I do. And that, I can understand that because I have it too. I just don't have the scarcity piece. All right, that's what I got for rejection being a core level wound. If you have any thoughts, I'm open to them. Leave them in the comments. And I'll keep doing Maggie's Musings. That's an unofficial title, as they come to me.